All right, Clint from the Doorway 2, uh, out with HellishDust from Kira. I know we got a definitely big time difference going on. You're hanging out in the UK, I'm over here in the US, so really do appreciate you doing this with us. I guess the first question I'm going to have is because I know very little about the band, so I'm going to ask, you're based in the UK, but the rest of the band is in Poland?
Yeah, that's correct.
How does that work?
I mean, we didn't met yet. To be honest, we are working together for over 2 years. This is a funny story, because I'm a vocalist in few different projects, and like around 2 years ago, I was in a grindcore crash band called Krasm,
Mhm.
and when I was promoting it, one day, I was sending CDs. So one day I just received a letter, written hand in hand, 4 pages from the prison from Poland. And that was the guy who has this Tales from Crematoria records.
Mhm.
He's serving 25 years for murder in prison, and he's releasing music and magazine. He used to do magazine as well. And yeah, we were chatting like sending letters to each other. And one day he proposed me to do vocals for Kira because their first vocalist was not able to record the stuff. He was busy with other projects or something like this. So they proposed. I was like, um, one day I'm receiving a message from the guitarist, Nameless, and this is like a video call. They had a party in Opochno, like maybe 10, 15 people sitting, and they're like just, "Hi, HellishDust, do the vocals." So I recorded back, like standing on the wall. Like, oh, okay, I'm gonna record vocals and stuff like that. So that's it. Yeah.
Cool, awesome. Very, very cool. So the reason why I wanted to do this interview is because so Zach from Metal Devastation PR kind of sent me over this information, sent me over the record, and I know it's you guys are kind of calling yourself Black Death, but the reason why I love this is it reminds me of more kind of black thrash, like that extreme black thrash of
Okay,
like Sodom, Creator, Bathory, stuff like that.
thanks.
Like yeah, like the really dirty, dirty thrash that yeah was like proto to black to death metal, but really isn't death metal. And every time I listen to Peccatum, it kind of reminds me of all my favorite kind of, I guess the best way to say is German thrash that I really,
Wow,
really,
nice,
yeah, that I
nice.
really love. And it's especially because of your vocals. Like you have a very kind of Millie-esque vocal style to me in
Yeah,
Creator.
thanks.
Uh, so I kind of wanted to ask you, do you have thrash influences that you feel like that are in the band, or is it more of a death metal thing that's going on?
um, for me, it's always maybe more death than
Okay.
everything else, anything else. But I'm sure there are some thrash influences because even we have a Sodom cover, like last song, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure because there is something because we are all like around 40 years old people, so we were raised in 90s, and I'm sure Pavel, the guitarist, was a huge fan of Sodom.
Awesome. No,
So yeah,
that's what I was asking. Yeah, I'm 48 myself, so we're kind of in the same
yeah,
age.
I'm this year gonna be 40.
So yeah, so we're kind of in the same place. But
Yeah,
I really love that kind of dirty, extreme thrash where it's almost death metal. I definitely hear the black metal elements, and the black metal elements that come into this record are very much the Bathory kind of vibe that I feel, where it's like,
thanks.
uh, you know, when black metal was new and dangerous and you really weren't sure if it was going to work or not, because the great thing about the Peccatum record that I wanted to talk a little bit about right now is it almost feels like at certain points of times it's out of control, like you have to pull it back, especially with the speed and the way it's arranged and just the fury of the vocals and how everything goes. It almost feels like that if you don't stop at certain times, there's not a way to be able to stop the song. It's just going to keep going with the,
Nice.
yeah, with the fury and speed. So were you when you were creating this record and you were adding the vocals to it, was it always something that you wanted to have at 180 miles an hour at all times? Because like it almost feels like it builds up to that in every song, where it has like a melodic element and then it goes crazy into that speed zone. So like what was the idea? What was the focus of the songs overall being arranged?
To be honest, I've heard like the drummer thought it's gonna be black metal record. So he even was very proud about the drums. Like he recorded it like because he was listening a lot of black before. Yeah, but I think this is how the Pavel, the vision of the guitarist Nameless, see everything, because he used to play in different other bands as well. He is a huge experienced guitarist. He was playing in Nomad,
Mhm.
Nomad? Yeah, and so, yeah, but when I'm doing vocals, for example, I read a lot of occult books in the meantime, and I'm taking inspiration from the Crowley, sometimes from this guy from the Michael Moore. No, Michael. This guy from the Black Funeral. He's reading
Okay.
some books. Yeah, and also by Satanic Church. Yeah, but and also my huge inspiration was always Hellraiser.
Okay.
The last book, the Scarlet Gospels. Uh, this is a vision of hell, and it very helps me. For example, this Temple of Suffering vibe.
Sure.
This second song, this is like the hell from Hellraiser. Like I'm even very huge fan, as you can see.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I see Pinhead on you right there.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, but I'm very happy. Like you like the music, and I think those maybe Thrash and a little bit inspiration for Nameless was this band Veda from
Yeah.
Poland, because this is like a Slayer on speed.
Yeah. And that's what I was going to exactly say
Drugs.
is there's a lot of Vader influences in this record. So I was going to
Yeah,
say
especially in the first song, isn't it?
there's a lot of Vader influences. But yeah, and that's and it's funny you said that because that's where I was going to go was is it kind of was like Slayer on overdrive. That's kind of the
Yeah,
way
yeah,
that
yeah, it is Slayer on drugs,
yeah,
on steroids.
yeah. So no, I don't disagree. So I kind of want to talk a little bit about uh, a couple of the tracks, a couple of the songs, and I
Yeah.
don't know if you can give me much input on it other than the vocals that you give, being that I know you're not playing the instruments or stuff like that. But I think you could give me a good thing. So my favorite song on the record is "One Gram for Your Soul." All right,
Okay.
and it's because of the way the vocals interplay with the guitar lines. It almost feels like when there's a melody part coming on, they become less aggressive, but when there's more of a like a death metal, black metal moment, they become more fierce and intense as well too. Uh, can you talk a little bit about that song?
Yeah, 1 gram of your soul is about like because this is one of the songs that this they're not my lyrics.
Okay.
The lyrics was written by Nameless as well, the guitarist, but he didn't expect I'm gonna use these lyrics for this song. To
Okay.
be honest, because he sent me like Polish sketch in Polish, so I had to translate it. And when I was doing it, it fits perfectly to this song. So I was like, yeah, this gonna be it. And he was very satisfied about this, and they even wanted to do some Polish version with a movie clip or something with
Okay.
this song, because this they when we finished this, we felt like it's like a hit. A lot of people liked this.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, so it was very nice to
Good.
do this, and it's like
Cool.
uh,
No, awesome.
I
Yeah. Go
I'm
ahead.
cool, very very cool that you enjoy it, but
Nice.
I'm not surprised. My favorite song, for example, is Lord of Hallucinations.
Nice. All right.
This
Very
this
cool.
is a this is a song which had lyrics about this the tree of life. which is like have Sephiroths inside. And to travel between them, you need to purify your soul and everything, and there's this demon Horonzon. So if you will pass, so if you will be free of ego, he will allow you to pass to the next level.
Oh no, I very well understand the tree of life. I
Yeah,
practice as a true, so I am
I
very.
can see you even have the Thor's hammer.
Yep, on my neck. Yeah. So
Yeah.
no, very, yeah. I like that song very as much as well. But another song that I really, really, really kind of am impressed by is Temple of Suffering. And I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about that. I don't want to
Yeah.
say anything of my influences or what I think, but I'd really love to know what inspired that song.
Lyrically, like I said, Hellraiser, the gospel, the Scarlet Gospel. You need to check this out. This is the best book about hell. It's like, but also I'm inspired by the new movies as well.
Hmm.
Like this Hellraiser 3
Hmm.
inspired, and 4. I'll just first 4 parts. They're my favorite.
Nice.
I just love this vibe and the concept of hell, which is shown in second part, which is like a labyrinth, and with this massive pillar inside,
Absolutely.
which is cube. Yeah. So basically, it's about this, and I was thinking like about the place, which is hidden very, very deep, and where the Christian God doesn't have allowance to enter, like a paradise for demons.
Gotcha. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what it sounds like and feels like. So it's very cool. Um, so I kind of want to talk about is it Ossuary Records that you're on?
Yep.
Okay. So I don't know much about them at all. How did you
Mhm.
start working with them and how do you feel it's been going so far for this release?
Okay, so basically, this is very young record label because we are their second release,
Hmm.
and the first release is the owner of the label band.
Okay.
So this is like the he just released this band Divine Weep.
Hmm.
This very nice heavy metal band, and he's a friend of the guy who was doing mixes for us and most of the records. So because the drums were recorded in Heinrich studio and the other stuff was recorded in the Devil's Tail studio, and of course I recorded vocals in here in England. But uh, where I was, sorry,
Oh, I was
I
just
lost.
asking. Yeah, so I was just asking about the label and how you feel
Yeah,
they're.
yeah, Ossuary, yeah, yeah, and the guy from the Devil's Tail is a friend of this Ossuary record label guy, Matt. And when he was mixing it, and he proposed like, "Oh, this is so nice music that maybe my friend would be interested in releasing this." And we were trying to find a proper label. I sent maybe like 100 emails, and we had some offers, but Matt offer was the best. And he's in Poland, so they can be close to each other.
Sure.
And we were thinking like maybe it's better to have this small label which can promote us maybe more because it's in his interest to promote the label as well, um, then instead of being in a big label, but yeah, his offer was good, and I think he's very nice, because he was very fair with CDs that he promised to us. We were able to even buy some cheap from him as well.
Nice.
And yeah, there's a lot of interviews, maybe not a lot, but there were a few interviews and a video clip, and all this stuff. And I don't think bigger label could offer us more.
Good.
And besides, one of the label was interested, for example, in us, and but uh, they offer like pressing 3,000 pieces to give us 300, which is very nice. But you need to cover half of the cost of marketing, which is
Oh,
like $2,000.
yeah,
So
no.
paying $2,000 and get 300 pieces of CDs. so they can sell the rest.
Yeah.
So it's like, not a big deal, not a good deal for us. So yeah, we are very, very happy about Matt from Ossuary Records.
Nice. Nice. Yeah.
Thanks.
So I kind of want to talk about the overall sound of the record now too, because being on a smaller label, yes, sometimes you don't get the greatest production in the world, but this has a really massive sound, especially for an underground record. Like the guitars are super full. The thing that sometimes you lose in this kind of music is the bass, and you don't lose the bass at all. Like you know the bass player's playing. It's not just a rumble in the background. And the vocals aren't above the music. They are a part of the music. Like that is the most perfect way to do this kind of style of music, in my opinion, where everything is its own instrument and it blends together. When you did your vocals and you sent it over to them to have it mixed or whatever, was there any fears on what was going to happen, like what the outcome was, and how do you feel overall once you heard the final product?
Yeah, of course there was fear, but I'm a little bit experienced guy, and they're experienced musicians as well. And to be honest, there was not much fear because I was working mm, 1 or 2 weeks. I'm
Mhm.
giving them a lyric, and after 2 weeks, I'm going to record like 2, 3 songs over the weekend. So I was just doing stuff like this, and yeah, it was like it goes very fast. The biggest process was mixing, because we were very, 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 very long wait for the mixing turn, and when our turn finally came, the guy told us like, "Oh, the guitars are badly recorded. You need to record something more and again, and we lose the turn." So we
Uh-huh.
decided to move to the other mixing. Studio, because Witold Novak is a friend of our Nameless, and he was like, "Okay, Witold, can you do this?" And this guy is like amazing. He recorded guitars on the special way on 2 or 3 microphones on different angles. When he was like, we recorded like guitars online
Hmm.
without the sound, and he was like reamping them, and he did a very great job. I think,
Yeah.
like you said. I'm very, very happy. Also, he did intro for us, and like those small intros for before the songs.
Hmm.
Sometimes he did this as well for us. So very nice.
Cool. Yeah. Well, so the original guy that said the guitars didn't sound well, I'm gonna praise him right now because whatever the end result of the album was, it is phenomenal. So I'm very glad that I got to hear the final result that we got to hear.
Yeah, I think it goes in the right direction. After all, so we're happy about the results. So
Cool.
I'm
So let's talk a little bit
no
about the
complaints.
oh no, yeah, very. So let's talk a little bit about the album cover. So it's kind of interesting. I don't know if you had anything to play in with it or not, but like I said, how do you feel that the album cover talks about the theme or the overall feeling of the record?
I think the guy who was drawing Xai, who did the cover, I think he knew something about the lyrics, and
Nice.
so he followed the theme. Also, um, that was the original painting. I mean, the part of the original painting was painted by one of the Polish artists, but I can't remember her name.
Okay.
And it was made like oil on the original canvas, and he used this as a base, and because it was like a skull, and he used this skull as a base, and he started drawing in on this on in
Yeah.
digital. So the base was like a picture taken of the original painting.
Very cool.
The skull, and I told him like I want something like in Morbid Angel, this Blessed Are the Sick, because I love the cover very much, and maybe he was inspired by this as well. I don't know, but you can see, and this fantastic idea. If you see on the bottom of the skull, there's a small human
Yes.
entering hell. Yeah, so it's like,
Very
fits
cool.
perfect for the intro as well.
Yeah. So
Like,
that's what I was gonna say. It reminded me, which is funny again, because I guess I was on the right page, was it reminded me very much of like the early Tampa death metal records. Like that's
yeah,
kind of what, yeah, it kind of reminded me of those bands, like Brutality.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, like
But if we speak about this, it's just like also the vocals are recorded in double lines on this record, as you can see, because the inspiration was Glenn Benton from this first the East Side
record, yeah.
stuff. That's why.
No, and yeah, so yeah, very cool. Yeah, so the whole package does kind of play in the way I thought it did. So that's awesome. Um,
Okay,
so yeah,
cool.
so no, so that's cool, man. I'm very
Fits you
pleased.
then.
Yeah, yeah, it does. Yeah, this so I get a lot of records. I work with Zach as well too for my band on Metal Devastation PR because he does a lot of good work. But you and one other band kind of just hit me, and I kind of wanted to ask you like so when you first heard the music, being that they said, "Hey, do the vocals, do the vocals, do the vocals," like, what was your first impression of hearing Kira?
Um, just wow, it's gonna be huge. I was like really surprised, very positive. Like yeah, I found it very like pleasant for me, and it fits me very perfectly because this is like a compilation of the best moments from the 90s for me, a little bit in the music, like you said, you have like a little bit Slayer, Vaida, Morbid Angel, and also you have like dissection vibe on the guitars sometimes, and yeah, they just suit me very well. So
Cool.
I just said, yeah, I'm gonna do it because even first album was very cool for me. I don't know if do you know the first album,
I've
Ancient Lies?
I've only heard this one so far.
Okay, so check it out. It's free to listen on Bandcamp. It's kira666.bandcamp.com. So
I absolutely, I'll check out the first record for sure. I've just been spinning this one a bunch because I knew I was doing this interview with
yeah,
you. And,
and just one more thing: the song "Weakness Isn't Breathless." It says on the vocals there is a first vocal from Kira.
okay,
So this is not me. This is him, and he's singing on the full album, first album, Ancient Lies.
gotcha.
Check it out.
Yeah, awesome. So if someone was going to listen to the Kadam record for the very first time, have not ever heard Kira before, how would you introduce the band to them before they listen to it for the very first time?
It's hard to say, because I have different feelings that promoters have. Because it's very hard to speak about your own production, But maybe I don't know, like for fans of old school death and black metal, that's for sure. Maybe like you said, thrash as well. Uh, like for me, it's like some kind of mix of Morbid Angel and Decide and Dissection a little bit.
Okay.
So I would go into this like very melodic and deep sometimes.
Yeah, oh no, it does have a melodic element for sure. And so we keep kind of going back to the section, and that's kind of cool because uh, what do you think made Dissection such a special band? Because I'm going to say something here right now before I let you answer this, because I want to kind of say like how impressed I am with this record. I don't do a lot of interviews. I may do 3 or 4 interviews in a month because
Nice.
I really just want to do the bands that like when I hear a record, it kicks my ass. And again, this record was like one of those records. But Dissection is another band. So John from Dissection, where may he forever make music wherever he is right now. Like,
Yeah,
but,
probably, like he said, like he's moving to other dimension because
right,
in here he was complete. Yeah.
right, right. Uh, what makes Dissection such a special band for this style of music?
Well, actually, melodics. This kind of cool sound of guitar, which cooperates ideal with the, for example, cover of the Storm of the Lights Bane. For
Hmm.
me, it always goes together, this like where that engines lie, and when you're looking on the cover, it's like full of snow
Yep.
and mountains. Is like, this is the. I know it's black metal, but I have like a white feeling when I'm listening to it because of the snow, and it makes also like a cold sound,
Yeah.
and sometimes I believe like maybe in hell it's not so hot and maybe it's rather cold.
Yeah.
This is like the yeah, but I have a friend, he's a guitarist in one of my projects, and he's like, he don't like dissection too much because for him they're not black metal.
Ah,
He's always saying like, oh no, this is death metal, the riffs. So yeah, maybe this is like, I think maybe it's because of they're from Sweden, so this is like not so far from At the Gates and Dark Tranquility,
right.
and also I have this special edition of this Storm of the Lights Bane album, which contains the previous demos from
Mhm.
them and old rehearsals. So they sound brutal, like
Yeah.
grindcore, and I believe, like there was one moment in the 90s when those all bands start uh, making like easier way to easier music for listeners. It's check about the old bands like old Paradise Lost, My Dying Bride. They used to be like almost brutal death metal.
Absolutely.
Tiamat, and after this in the middle of 90s they're like almost gothic music, and it was the same with Dissection, and it was the same with other guys from Norwegian scene like Emperor. They used to be like Thou Shall Suffer, yeah, or something like this band. And yeah, they used to have this Mortis guy used to play in death metal, and Burzum as well.
Right. Yeah. I,
So
I, I literally just interviewed
it's
Mortis.
like evolution,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, I interviewed Mortis because he came here live doing
Okay,
doing his ambient music, and
yeah.
he didn't even want to talk about Emperor because he was like, "That's the past. I don't want to do that anymore." And I was like,
Yeah, because I
"So
think they kick him out or something
yeah,
like it.
yeah, it was not a good moment." But I agree with you on Dissection. I think they were one of the very first bands to mix melodic death metal elements with black metal to make
Yeah.
something that was catchy enough to get people that were just getting into metal and people that liked extreme metal, and people could have one or two bands where they could say, "Oh no, we both like that. This is the record we can listen to." So like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I totally agree. That's awesome. So I kind of want to ask you as well. Uh, the record's been out for a little while now. It's been out since October. Uh, so have you seen any or read any reviews that were shocking to you? Like, did they pick up on something, or was there something that you never thought that you would hear? Has there been any really kind of like interesting moments of people talking about the band?
Well, there was one very bad review.
Oh,
Like, yeah, but it has to be one, yeah. But besides, there were very good reviews of the album, and if there was something special, I mean, everyone is like talking about that this album is not for easy listeners, so it's not like it will catch you from the first time. You need to listen for it for a couple of times to get used to it, but then it's over. You can't go back. And yeah, there were like one. I'm very happy. Like some of the reviewers, write, read the lyrics,
yeah.
so they were aware about like we didn't mention, for example, on the Trilema, from the Crowley, and some guys mentioned this like lyrics inspired by Trilema, and I was like, wow, this guy is know what I'm talking about. And there was like one interview for one of the prints in from Italy, I think Sicily.
Okay.
Oh, crazy! Like crazy questions.
Absolutely.
But it was very positive, you know. But this guy was like out of this place. I don't know.
But that makes it more interesting sometimes. So that's
Yeah, but it's
uh,
gonna be cool, I think.
awesome. So I guess I'm gonna kind of go into a different direction right now.
Okay.
And does Kira want to be a live performing band, or do you want to get together and do shows, or is it always just going to be a studio project?
No, no. This is a studio project at the moment. I had a plan to go to them to play with them rehearsals, but COVID happened,
Hmm.
and I'm very busy at work at the moment. The more busy than we were before pandemic, because we sell food.
Okay.
It's like a cash and carry, big cash and carry food, and we are key workers because yeah. So I have a problem with getting day off, something like and then there was wedding of a drummer, and there was no time, But one day definitely we need to play something. I'm gonna visit them as soon as the situation allows us
Sure.
because no one knows like what's going on with this COVID tests or with the travel. Like you can hear the stories when people can't come back to the UK because they for example now you have a need to have a test, yeah, negative test for COVID, but
Hmm.
sometimes on the border like British guys don't accept the Polish tests, without translation.
Oh, wow.
So and it's like a risky. Besides, you need to have like a 10 days of quarantine
Yep.
in both directions. So to spend a few days in Poland, you need to have like a you need to have like plus 20 days. To stay in the locked, and so this is like a
Gotcha.
problematic. Yeah, but definitely we're gonna play live. I think Kira played one gig since now. We already had an offers for last years, but we weren't ready, and we're working on it. And hopefully this or next year, probably next, because I don't think any gig could happen this one.
Yeah, I don't
I
feel
have
like it
one gig
either.
booked with other band, Scalfron, with Impaled Nazarene and Arcturus. It's a
Okay.
big festival and Doomsday Fest. It's supposed to happen in last June,
And it's
and it's supposed to happen this June as well. But you know,
we'll see, right?
yeah,
We'll, we'll see. Um,
yeah, but I don't think it's gonna happen. This
oh,
like
so
very hard for music business, and also it's a problem now because of the Brexit
mhm.
with visas to the musicians to enter UK. So I don't know if how it's gonna be.
I got you. Yeah. So is it tough for you to get to Poland now too, or?
No, not really, not really. But I need to have, like I said, quarantine in both directions. So I need to have like extra 20 days.
Gotcha. Okay. No, absolutely.
It's like, spending weekend and then 10 days here, 10 days here. Who's
Yeah.
who's gonna pay for this?
Yeah, it's way too much time. No, I agree. Um, so are you guys working on any new music right now at all
Yes,
for another record? Because
yes.
that's the funny thing I see right now, and I kind of talk to my friends and make a joke. There are more records coming out this year than I've ever seen in my life because nobody can tour. So
Yeah,
everybody's writing new music.
I'm
Uh,
working on 6 projects at the moment.
yes. Yeah. So with Cure itself, do you see it staying in a similar direction, or is there new elements being mixed into it?
Okay, so it's like this. There's gonna be new AP. Uh, I've already recorded 4 songs, and it's gonna be 5 songs. Last night I received the fifth song
Okay.
for this, and like 3 songs, because during the Peccatum et Blasphemia we recorded a lot of stuff, And we have already ready 3 songs from the previous recording, which is like, because it was too long, to release this as a full album. So we decided that those 3 songs were gone on EP. Plus, they recorded 2 new songs. And yeah, those 2 new songs are like a little bit different, but in the same direction, almost.
Okay.
I went a little bit different on the vocals, as I recorded some clear vocals as well.
Okay. Wow.
And maybe not everywhere it's gonna be double vocals, so you may expect like only low or only high. So yeah, I think you will be satisfied about this.
Nice, nice. And when should we be looking forward to that?
um, like I said, the 4 songs are ready, and they're already in this Devil Tales studio. And last night, I think, Cannibal, this second guitarist, went to the studio to record this another song. I just received it, and I'm gonna record vocals in maybe 2-3 weeks for this, and then mixing. Maybe we don't have a cover yet for it. I have few options for it, because we might come back. As you can see on the first album, there was like old engravings,
Mhm.
like, because Nameless has a good friend, which he has contacts with one of the monastery, and they allow him to scan these old books with
Mhm.
old drawings, which were never used on any other records, and like this graphic designer mixed them in create one, uh, like a like a one painting. I
Sure,
mean
sure.
drawing. And I spoke with Nameless, and maybe we can come back to the black and white cover. We will see. you know but this cover is amazing, but it costs us a lot of time and money, and
Sure.
it's not easy to produce, especially in Poland.
Gotcha. No, no.
you know
No, thanks. So I always like to ask this question because the underground scene is ever changing, especially in this kind of music, the more extreme sounds. Uh, do you feel that there's a resurgence in extreme metal right now? Because I almost feel like with things like Bandcamp and things like you know uh, file sharing and a lot of the blogs out there, there's a new audience of people that are coming into this music that haven't come for quite some time. Do you find this a blessing or a curse? And the reason why I ask this is because now anybody who wants to make a record can take a 4 track, go on a
yeah.
computer, and be a bedroom band. So it kind of you have to wager through all these bands to find the really good bands. Do you think the digital age is a new, like, is it like the new tape trading world, or do you think it's way something different?
Well, I think this is both. Because the world's changing, and it will never be like it was before.
Right.
But for me, for example, I'm listening to metal since 1990 around, and for me it was always special to have tapes, because then you have to meet with other metalheads. You
Right.
need to share with them your records. Then they used to share with you. It was like tape trading as well, so you need to write wrote a lot of letters, and send them over. And now it's very easy, and very easy to find something, but very easy to forget about this as well, because, for example, there are people who listen this black metal channel, black metal promotion, as a radio, and every day they have a new band, and they just comment it, and that's it. No one is buying records anymore, like, besides maniacs, yeah. Like, and in the UK, for example, a lot of people don't even have a CD.
Uh,
It's very popular to have an only vinyl now. Yeah, I'm buying vinyls only myself. I mean, I had a lot of CDs, like maybe 500 or something, but and this is not much. But uh, there's no other way for those people to be involved in this music like it is now, because there's no relationships in nowadays. Everyone is sitting in their own bedroom and their own phone, and without Spotify they would they would not know anything. But the problem is, you need to be very, very, very good on the music to interest someone, and you need to spend a lot of time to promotion. And unfortunately, before it was different. It was like before it was blessing a little bit for us, for our musicians, and now it's a little bit tough because, for example, uh, when we when the time of the releasing Peccatum et Blasphemia was almost there, I'm receiving messages like, "Oh, thanks, I downloaded your album from one of the pirates website, already." And I was like, "Dude, the premiere is over like 2 days, and you're already posting such thing on our website, And
Yeah.
the other guy is sending like, "Oh, I shared one of your songs, online, and it's different song that the label was sharing, And he was like, because I think because of the official premiere, Matt was sending over the promo to different labels
Yeah.
or promotion PR, to campaign,
Yeah.
and someone just share it over internet, this and. For me, it's so shocking because they don't support this, they don't support us, and it's like a kind of stealing, from the band. But they don't understand this, because this is nothing special nowadays. Everyone doing this, and oh, it's free for internet, so blame the guys who's sharing it,
Yeah.
not the guys who download it. Yeah, but dude, I'm like, dude, buy CD, support the band, This is like because nowadays being a musician is a very expensive hobby, and that's it.
Correct.
You don't have any profits. You need to work, and you need to spend more money and more each month. For now, for example, rehearsing in UK, yeah, for example, renting a room, you need to spend 60 quid a month,
Yeah.
and now it's not possible to play because of the lockdown. So you're just paying, every month 60 quid
Yeah.
just to keep the place,
Yeah. Just
And
to be able
yeah,
to remember the songs to be able to play them sometime.
yeah, exactly. And mixing and cover, doing cover, and everything. It's very expensive hobby without a profit, to be honest. The only profit you have is like when you sell the CDs, or when you play gigs, and from merch. But now the gigs are forbidden, Even maybe in 10 years, if you told some guy like young metalhead, "Oh, I was on the gig." What's gig?
Yeah. Right.
Who
I
knows,
hope. Yeah. I hope it's
Hopefully
like
not.
that.
Hopefully not,
Yeah. Yeah. I hope not either. So I'm going to kind of wrap this up with a couple of questions. And again, HellishDust, I do appreciate this very, very much. Very glad to be able to talk to you about
Yeah,
Kira.
me too. Thanks.
Yeah, but so this is a question I ask every interview, and I always get really interesting responses. So you can tell me what yours is going to be as well too. If somebody could take Peccata es Blasphema and record it and make it their own, what band would you want to try and recreate the record in their image? Like, who would you want that to be and why?
Okay, but can I choose the any band?
And it doesn't matter. Any band, anytime. They don't have to be around now. It doesn't have to be a metal band. It can be anything you want.
Okay, as I'm a huge fan of Morbid Angel as well, and I was influenced by them, I would like to say Laibach.
Okay. Wow. All right.
I just love Laibach as well. Uh, Amazing band, and they did this Morbid Angel released this Laibach remixes, which sound interesting as well. I don't know if you listen to this.
I know Laibach very well. Yeah.
Yeah, have you listened to this Laibach remixes, Morbid
I
Angel?
have. Yes.
Yeah, this black cover, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would be like, yeah, with them, singing
Very.
like America, would be interesting, like
Very cool. Yeah, no.
Also, I would like to listen to it maybe in a dark ambient style, like maybe Machine Zimmer 412 and or MZ 412.
So very noisy kind of black metal.
Yeah. Or maybe just this Deutsch Nepal as well.
Oh God, I love Deutsche Nepal. That would be
Yeah, me too.
awesome. That would be awesome.
Me too.
Yeah.
So I would choose something like you know doing cover is like I think you should do something from your own to change something. Like we said, like we did, for example, Sodom. We make it like a death metal.
yeah.
Uh, some people which are very very big fans of Sodom. They're saying like, oh, this is like a wrong song. That's the one, and the second is like the vocals doesn't fit because it needs to be the same vocal as Tom Angel Ripper.
No,
but,
no.
but this song is like because Pavel saw this on the Viva. There was Viva television or something like.
Okay.
In the 90s, it was like some kind of Headbangers Ball theme program, and he saw this song and he was like, "Oh, amazing!"
Nice. So
Yeah.
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say thank you again. I'm gonna give you the next couple minutes to talk about any of your music that you want to talk. Doesn't have to be about Kira. You can talk about your music as well, what you're currently doing, anything that people should be checking out to support you on your other styles of music and other bands as well. And kind of just going to give you the floor for the next couple minutes to talk about what you're going to be up to for the next couple of months while we're probably still in this horrible goddamn lockdown. So, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Okay. So
The floor is yours.
besides work, I'm working on a few more projects. Just this is a record I committed last year. It's called Skull Throne. This is a half UK, half Polish band, black metal in the kind of in a vibe of Marduk, a little bit, so you can check
Nice.
it out. I will send you links later on.
Absolutely.
Uh, Also, I'm working on the Dev Doom project called Dead Tomb. There's one black metal I'm working on. It's called I Hort, and it's already ready almost. This I Hort. It's gonna be 5 songs plus cover of Samael.
Okay.
There's also coming one of the bands called Sins. This with a guitarist from iHeart and from the drummer from Scalfron and from one Brazilian guy on the guitar as well. And the band is called Sins, and we recorded like 5 songs already. Like I said, the new Kira coming in. And I'm working on 2 albums with a band. I can't tell you the name,
Okay.
actually. And maybe and there's gonna be another band which I can't give you a name at the moment as well. So
Not
if you want, I will send you links to this. After
please. Yeah,
the talking.
absolutely.
Just for me, I wanna say to the people, support the bands and buy their music and merchandise, and mostly music. Even on Bandcamp, whatever. Just give us support to the scene,
Yeah.
And I hope we're gonna play some gigs.
Okay, thank you so much. Again, I'm going to put links to the Bandcamp for Kira for sure. I'm
Okay,
going to put your Facebook links on the video when I put it up. It'll be
thanks.
on, yeah, it'll be on my Instagram channel. It'll be on the YouTube channel and on my digital blog as well. I just want to say again, thank you for the time.
Yeah,
It's been
thanks
an
a lot.
absolute,
It was
yeah,
pleasure for me.
yeah, it's an
I'm so
absolute
happy that we done
pleasure.
this.
Yeah, I'm very happy we did this too because I made a new musical buddy, and that's always important to
Yeah.
me. That's a very good thing. Yeah, absolutely, buddy, absolutely. Again, if you ever do come to the US, please let me know because I will
Yeah,
hang
of
out.
course.
Yeah,
You're in Phoenix, Arizona, right?
Right. I will come out. We will hang out. We will,
Yeah, it's the same with you in London. Whenever you come to London, just feel free to call me and we'll find me and that's it.
sounds like a
I will
plan.
give you my email or Facebook maybe because I'm not gonna use Skype much.
No.
I'm not using it, so
Yeah.
I
So hit
just
me
installed
up.
it to talk with you.
Not a
So
problem. I appreciate that. But yeah, I'll send you over my info too, so we have it. But again, Clint from the Doorway too, hanging out with Hellish Dust from Kira and many other projects. Thank you for this evening, and you have a great night, man.
thanks a lot.
All right, bye.